station.
Mine's been going for 42 seconds, but oh, it has?
Yeah, I hear both of us.
Okay, good.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Stack to the Future Week 5. If you're on the VinnyXWolf channel, you're watching the showcase game between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Showcase, again, is the highest rated team in each league that is not human controlled. This year it is a 5-8-1 team in the NFL. If you're watching on the Terrors 89 channel, you're watching the Oakland Raiders versus a semi-pro team as well, the Miami Dolphins.
But Vinny and his dulcet tones, it's always better to have Vinny up.
Well, I try. And as we're loading up, I just want to make a couple quick announcements. A couple changes to my channel. The history of the WWCA, it was a grand idea to replay everything in my writing, but it's just way too much work. So I'm going to cut it down to just redoing title matches. And Blast from the Past, although fun, it is a lot of work for one guy to do by himself. So John and I have decided to drop it down to a rivalry, and I'm also going to do one with Terrors as well. John and I will be doing the Colts and Giants. I know it doesn't sound like a rivalry, but it is. And Terrors and I will be doing the Cowboys and Redskins. Those games to come in the future. Yes, on Madden 20. And it is raining in New Orleans. Yes, New Orleans has a new stadium, apparently, an open-aired stadium. Of course, when we go back to Madden 20, they'll be back to dome. But it's raining down there. It's called Saints Park. I did not realize the computer could do that on their own until this season. Prepping for an alternate series, the San Diego Chargers moved to London on the computer, and then the Saints building their own stadium here, so I need to make sure that in the future we only allow users to do that, or else we might get some really weird shit happening. Alright, so go ahead and get the Super Sim started.
Well, George Washington hands off to number 24.
I believe 24 is... Michael Chiklis on the return for the Saints. Starting quarterback of the Saints is John Stamos. He's no George Washington. And we got a sack on the first play. No, it's a running. Bill Russell is tackled for a loss of 3 by Jim Marshall. Bill Russell was going the wrong way as far as yardage goes. It would have been an interesting matchup, though, Bill Russell versus Jim Marshall. I mean, Russell's so much taller, but Marshall is just a beast. Of course, if it were basketball, much different rules, but... Oh, that's a no-no. Russell again on the carry, but this time he's tackled for a loss of 2. And I didn't catch the Viking who did it, so it'll be 3rd down and 14. Stamos throws it out to Barney Rubble. Barney Rubble is out of bounds. 4th. Donald Trump. And Trump gets a beautiful punt. The biggest punt ever. The most beautiful punt we've ever seen. It was taken by Bill Butler. And he brings it after the 20. Coming on the field. George Washington. Oh. So Tarkenton comes on for the Vikings' first drive. They are 1-2. Of course, they beat the Packers, the bastards, but have lost to two semi-pro teams. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah. That was the Vikings starting Mick Tingelhoff, Larry Bowie, Mike Rabel, Earl Linden, and Grady Alderman. The front line, the backs and receivers, Tommy Mason, Tommy Wilson, Ray Page, Jerry Reichow, and Paul Flatley. For the Purple Gang, Robert Frost on that last tackle. Well traveled. Tommy Mason is driving the Saints back. Picks up 13 on the carry. Tomorrow night I'll be bringing the other showcase game, the San Diego Chargers versus the Atlanta Falcons. The better showcase team for 63. That sucks. Tarkenton throws it flat to Tommy Mason. It's incomplete. Oh, Craig McMurtry, the former Buffalo Bill. One of your former Buffalo Bills. Charles Oakley, Jesus Christ, John the Baptist, Robert Frost, the front line. Linebackers, John M., Gordon Terres, and Phantom Fighter. Formidable linebacking core. The secondary, Norm Peterson, Jedi Knight, Michael Jordan, and Jim McMillan. That Jedi Knight, he's got some special talent. I don't know where he gets it from. He's going to get smacked by John M. and Gordon Terres. But he picks up a yard. We're going to credit Robert Frost on attack. I misread the number. It was 93, not 89. Yeah, so you got a former Viking as your running back, Doug Mayberry. Powell, former Jet. Clem Daniels. Oh, Clarence. Doug Mayberry, former Viking. The Vikings will be team. Mike. The punt by Fred Cox, and his name is misspelt because COX is offensive, according to EA Sports, but KOX is not. And John Stamos will get another shot at it. Bill Russell just runs over Carl Pasolki. Picks up 9 yards. No, Ed Sherrockman. Sorry, I'm misreading the numbers because I'm trying to watch the Raiders game. Screen pass, Stamos to Russell. It's a first down. Big hole. Oh, interesting. Both teams running the screen for both games. New Orleans has a first down. Bill Russell on the give. Rip Hawkins takes him down. Bill Russell wearing number 8 because 6 was taken by Phantom Fighter. 8 for his 8 championships. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Brad Pitt, Sean Payton, Eric Lundquist, and George Harrison were starting line. Bill Russell, Tom Sanders, Barney Rubble, Michael Chiklis, and Pat Studstill. So a couple real players on the starting offensive unit for the Saints, who took 63 off. Stamos looking to throw. Out of bounds. Oh, I'm checking out Pat Studstill. I thought he was with the Lions. Don Holtz, Jim Prestel, Paul Dixon, and Jim Marshall, the front line. Rip Hawkins, Steve Stonebreaker, Roy Winston, your linebackers. Chuck Lamson, Carl Kosulke, Ed Shirachman, and Lee Callan, the secondary. Pat Studstill. Nope, he took 63 off, so he is allowed to be on the Saints.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Pockets collapsing on Stamos. And a sack. Chuck Lamson. And Jim Prestel take down John Stamos. And Donald Trump back to punt. It's a long, high, far, beautiful punt, and the Vikings will pay for it. Bill Butler gets no gain. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had the other day with the Packers training, they wanted me to run out and ups, double moves, and I was catching all of them. And I ran one time in the game, and it was a pick six. Or not, maybe it wasn't a pick six, but it was an interception. Tommy Mason drives forward for the first down as he drags John M. and Gordon Terrors. This time I have the number right. And Orrin Peterson comes in to be the third man to get the tackle. Time, Tommy Mason. He gets by, got the first down. Gordon Terrors brings him down. 39 yards for Tommy Mason. And the first score of the evening in Sack the Future comes at the foot of Mike Mercer, of the Oakland Raiders, the future chief. Really? Wow. Tarkenton passes almost intercepted by John M., but he's got the big lineman hands. Tommy Mason gets stood up and brought down, no gain. J.D. Martinez reached 25 homers for the third straight season, building a two-run shot over the Green Monster in the rubber game versus the Royals. Oh, and a 1994 Raiders-Patriots game has been uploaded by S. Tavares. Yeah. 3rd and 9 by Tarkenton. He's going to take off running. He's got the first down. And into Saint territory, 21 yards on the carry. So the way the rivalry thing will work, to those watching, is Terrors and I, and in the other series, John and I, have each picked one team. And we go to the oldest possible matchup in the rivalry, the year that's 1960, in other words, for the Cowboys and Redskins. We'll play one time from each year. The team that had the higher seeding will host. I will auto sim it up to the NFC Championship game. So, for instance, in 1960, the Redskins will be the home team because they had 1 win, to the Cowboys 0 wins. So that should be riveting action. The rating system, however, will be different. I'm not Phantom Fighter. I do more of an arcade type rating system, so hope that doesn't screw it up too much. It works for John and I, so it should work for us. But once you get the game, you can help me with uniform. I will start editing the Cowboys and Redskins game first, because I know that our schedule is doesn't match up as easily as me and John, so I'm sure John and I will get to play because we get mornings and when I'm off. That's the end of one in New Orleans. The Vikings and the Saints are tied at 0. The Vikings have a first down at the 17. Targeted to Mason. Mason picks up 3. Now, I'm not sure what this is about, but I just got an alert that the NCAA responds to criticism of the Rich Paul rule. I think that was a new rule to try to keep players from going right to the NBA. By defending the decision and deflecting blame to the Commission of College Basketball, because heaven forbid the NCAA would ever accept responsibility for anything. Rogers Hammerstein on the tackle. You know, like paying the players like they should be. Yeah, I'm fine with that. The amount of money that the universities make, especially on basketball and football, they can afford to pay a high enough salary for the kids to go pay their own way. Maybe it might get the kids. Maybe by them paying their own way, some of them might actually get their degrees or study. Oh, I know. The Vikings line up after the touchdown, which I missed, for a field goal, and the scoring drive, 10 plays, 7-0 Vikings. Tommy Mason got the touchdown. Well, it's definitely a topic for discussion. I, of course, played one season college football, and we were given a stipend when we went on the road for food. But that's not exactly pay. I mean, it was part of the football budget. And as far as I know, unless Cindy Canton was cheating, which I don't believe so, but all colleges do that. That they either pay for their players' meals or give them a stipend so they can eat. But some of the things that happen, like the college players, they can't have jobs. Not even on-campus jobs because of NCAA rules. Of course, the whole video game situation, obviously, you know, it sucks that we lost our video games over it. Especially when all the NCAA really had to do was just make generic faces like we do with Sack of the Future. None of our players look like the players they're supposedly named after. That's the thing, the key. It's not necessarily the name, it's the likeness. Nobody's going to mistake this Bill Russell for the Bill Russell that was playing for the Celtics. They don't look anything alike. But the NCAA or EA Sports kept trying to make it realistic, and that's where they got in trouble. That is close. Tom Flores, future Buffalo Bill, throwing a dart. Yes. Yes. 2. 15 and 18. Meanwhile, Stamos finds Michael Chiklis wide open for first down into Viking territory. Oh, he caught that one-handed. Let me see. That foot's definitely down. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate because that's a beautiful catch by Art Powell. This is it for you other than the John M game, right? Huh. Oh, that's right. Rob Schneider is ripped down by his face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Rip Hawkins ripping down Rob Schneider.
Automatic first down.
So I've already edited excuse me, already edited the Chicago Bears over the course of my next 31 days off, give or take, because I got some days I can't do anything. Maybe we'll get Sack to the Future ready for Madden 20 as far as editing the names, the jerseys, the heights, weights. Mr. Beast O BTW Footballer from Mod. Welcome to our broadcast. You're watching Sack to the Future showcase game featuring the 1963 Minnesota Vikings versus a semi-pro team of Easter egg named New Orleans Saints, as they did not exist in '63. You are also listening to Tears89 as he's broadcasting on his channel. Stamos hands off to Bill Russell. Fumble. Jim Marshall hits him so hard he fumbles, and Jim Presto picks it up and he's gone. It's going to be a defensive touchdown for the Vikings. Jim Marshall laid the wood on Bill Russell, and Jim Presto is going to go about 75 yards with the pigskin for the touchdown for the Vikings. Let's take a look. Oh, they're just going to show the end, so let's skip that and go to the extra point. Fred Cox will come on and kick. Jim Marshall, the future Hall of Famer, creating havoc. And it's 14-0 Minnesota. Meanwhile, over on the Tears89 channel, it is 6-0 Raiders in the second quarter. Michael Chiklis on the 5. He is yanked down by a couple Vikings. So Sack to the Future will be moving in about sometime early November to Madden 20. I know Phantom's excited about the new superstar traits. It's going to be interesting to see. I lost a viewer and you gained one. Maybe you gained Mr. Beast. Of course, you never know with YouTube. Stamos overthrows his receiver. Second down and 10. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Not only that, but you got a roughing the kicker penalty.
False start, offense.
Your coach kind of looks like a thin Samoa Joe. The Hammer, Fred Williamson on the penalty. Second and 15 for the Saints. And Stamos overthrows his man. It'll be third down. Stamos throwing it to Barney Rubble. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 10. And Donald Trump will send it away. Bill Butler on the return. It's funny, I work with a Bill Butler at the nuclear power plant, but I don't think he's that old. I don't think he played in the NFL. So he makes a one-handed catch when he's out of bounds, but he can't catch a pass where he's wide open. Harkinen over the middle to Paul Flatley. He's going to pick up 6. Tarkenton is only 2 of 5 for 18 yards so far. Tommy Mason on the give, and he gets the first down. Phantom Fighter on the tackle. Nope, I could say 3rd and inches. Now Mason's got the first down. Gordon Terror's on the tackle. Well, 2-minute warning as Terrors yanks down Mason. It is 14-0 Minnesota. Screen pass to Mason. It's well blocked. First down. Why is my screen so dark? Meanwhile, Tarkenton hands off to Mason. He's going to get 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1 with 1:15 to go from the 27. Tarkenton scrambles first down. He's going to get 11. Tarkenton, low snap, gives it to Tommy Wilson. Wilson, it takes 3 men to take him down. It's going to be a timeout for the Vikings. There we go. Into the end zone, touchdown, Minnesota. So both the Raiders and Vikings score at the same time as Tarkenton finds his target. That would be... trying to read the name without having to look it up. 85. Paul Flatley for touchdown. And the extra point by Cox is good. It's 21-0 Minnesota. Pat stood still from the goal line. Makes a man miss. He gets up to the 29, and with 38 seconds to go, John Stamos will come back on the field. And another sack. This time Paul Dixon and Jim Marshall meet at Stamos. And he is asking for mercy at this point. That is the end of the first half with the score Minnesota 21, New Orleans 0. You're watching Sack to the Future on both the Terrors 89 and VinnyXWolf channels. The Saints have negative 2 yards rushing so far. Basically, it's 2 carries though. That's in relief for the injured Dr. No. And we are back for the third quarter action. The Saints will kick it off. Butler to return from the 3. He is up to the 26. You almost might want to take control of one of the defenses and just wait for it when they're punting that direction. Over on that side. See if you can't get a cheap punt return touchdown. So 1st and 10 for Fran Tarkenton. Hand off to Tommy Mason. Makes a man miss. Mason's. It's not your tight end, you got right up. 2nd down and 7 for the Vikings. Screen pass. Tommy Mason. He's got blockers. He's going to outrun him though and get pushed out of bounds after a 20-yard gain. Just shy of midfield. Play action fake. Tarkenton throws on the run. He overthrows everyone. It is 2nd down. Red Sox and Royals are in extra innings, but the game is being delayed due to thunderstorms. Mason with a big hole. He's off tackle. He's got the 1st down into New Orleans territory. He's got 87 yards now on 14 carries. 15 carries, I should say. 1st down. Jedi Knight used the force to bring him down. Wilson on off tackle to the right. Spins inside, gets the 1st down. He picks up 14. As all of a sudden, Minnesota's offensive line is taken over. Wilson proving hard to take down. Picks up 2. Second and 7 for Minnesota. They've only thrown the ball 9 times today, but with a 21-0 lead, they don't really need to. Mason off tackle. Oh, what a shot coming from... I can't read the number. It was one of you guys. Gordon Terrors just took Tommy Mason off his feet. Meanwhile, the Raiders have taken a lead, 16-14. Tarkenton throws the pass out of bounds. And it was on target. Long 40-yard field goal attempt for Cox. It's good, and Minnesota's taking a 24-0 lead here in the 3rd. Michael Chiklis from the 12. "21 yards on the return." Stamos fakes the handoff, and he is crushed. And John Stamos, no, it's going to be the Viking, Chuck Lamson, who's not getting up. 3 sacks for the Vikings so far. Lamson's holding his shoulder. And on a rainy, soaked afternoon, the Vikings are going to have to replace the defensive back. Stamos hands it off to Bill Russell, but he goes nowhere. No gain. 7 carries, -5 yards for the big man. Winner of 8 consecutive NBA championships in the late 50s and early 60s. Stamos. Jim Marshall. Oh man. John Stamos turns right into Jim Marshall. Yeah, when the punters are bad, it's almost an advantage, because that's like 3 or 4 times I've seen a turnover on that. Meanwhile, Donald Trump gets off a beautiful punt. It's taken by Butler at the 35, and he's going to get up to the 45, 10 yards on the return. Mason up the middle for 3. Tarkenton's going to get sacked. Gordon Terrors on the sack. It'll be 3rd down and 13. Tarkenton takes off running, but he cannot escape the clutches of Charles Oakley. Not many could. There's another bad punt. At least that time you guys were not near it. Fred Cox to punt. It's a nice punt. It's going to be taken by Pat Studd still. Makes a man miss. Gets away from a second. He's up to the 33. So John Stamos, who's been badly beaten up so far, takes over at the 33-yard line. Michael Jordan trying to fire them up as he comes off the field. He's on about 3 different semi-pro teams. That's, you tell I was a Jordan fan. Stamos alone in the shotgun. Throws it out to Studd still. He catches the ball but falls out of bounds. You know, I've had a couple bad name puns I've got waiting to go, but the Saints just aren't doing what I need them to do for me to use them. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Stamos back to pass. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Lee Calland, and it is going to be a pick 6. Ow, have mercy! John Stamos throws the pick 6. The 2nd defensive touchdown for the Vikings. I've been sitting on that one, but I figured I'd have to use it for something. Minnesota takes a 30-0 lead. And the extra point is good by Cox. It's 31-0 Vikings. Well, that looked like a tight end, 42. Maybe it was a receiver. Oh. Chickless out of the end zone. So the Saints take over after the 2nd defensive touchdown they've given up. Stamos in the shotgun. Huh. Bill Russell, I was not aware of that. Bill Russell on the reception. Yeah. You need to push down. Okay. Speaking of not being able to run the ball, Bill Russell, 8 carries, -6 yards. Jim Marshall with another tackle. I saw Cotton Davidson on the field. Are you starting Tom Flores on purpose? Was Davidson hurt earlier in the year? Oh, okay. Yeah, he was holding for that. He was holding for that field goal. That doesn't mean he's healthy. That just it could be the glitch, where sometimes injured players get on the field. Meanwhile, the injury to Chuck Lamson did not hurt the Vikings. Their secondary came with the touchdown. Stamos back to pass. He throws on the run. It's intercepted by Dillon. I'm not sure who Dillon is. Since I control the Vikings, it should not be. Oh, it is Terry Dillon, the rookie out of Montana. So the big Grizzly comes up with the interception, and the Vikings get their 3rd turnover and a first down at the 40. Tommy Mason on delayed handoff. He's got a big first down. It's going to be a 14-yard carry. And Tommy Mason is over 100 yards so far for the game. He's got 314 on the season. That is the end of the 3rd quarter from New Orleans, with the Minnesota Vikings all over the New Orleans hapless Saints, the Aints, 31-0. There was a shot of Phantom Fighter getting run over, trying to make a tackle. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that one on the replay. After its first quarter, the Vikings have just exploded. Your receiver slowed up on when he made his break. Mason takes the carry. He's going to pick up 4. 2nd and 6. You're deep in your own territory. You're going to go for it there? It's not deep, but you're not. R1 was open. I should say R1 was open. On the go. First down and 10 for the Vikings at the 10, so it's 1st and goal. Actually, I think they can get a first down. Mason takes the handoff up for 2 yards. John M. on the tackle. Mason forward for a yard. Gordon Terry is a stud in the game with 4 tackles and a sack. Bill Brown on the reception, but he is only going to pick up 1, and that'll be 4th down and 5. Bill Brown's first action today. .22-yard field goal for Cox. Field goal is good. It's 34-0 Minnesota. And Pat Studd still bringing it out of the end zone. He's up to the 23. Surprised they haven't gone to John Paul more than just the 8 times after those 2 big runs.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Pass. Barney Rubble on the reception. Claude Gibson, the former Charger. Second down and 5 for the Saints after the completion of Barney Rubble.
Green 39. Green 39.
Over the middle, it is intercepted by Rip Hawkins, and Hawkins through the hole. He's down to the 10. The 4th turnover for the Vikings, and it'll be first and 10 at the 11. Well, you hold him to a field goal. It'll be first and 10. Tarkenton in the pistol. Hands it off to Mason. Big hole. Oh, crunched at the goal line, and Mason's hurt. Tommy Mason, after a big game, is not getting up. He's holding his arm, his shoulder. It'll be second down in inches. So Tommy Mason's out. Tommy Wilson's in. Tarkenton takes off, throws it to the end zone. Jerry Reichow, touchdown, and the Vikings are running the score up now. And it is 41-0 Minnesota. Again, if you're on replay, you can catch all the Sack to the Future games on the playlist as you can find on my channel. Stud still from the 1. He's up to the 26. Well, Stamos back to throw on first down. He's being chased and he's going to be hit and sacked by Jim Marshall. That's Marshall's second sack of the ball game. It'll be second down and 20. Stamos throws, diving catch is made by number 17, Rob Schneider. It'll be third down for the Saints. 3rd and 14. Stamos back to throw. Throws, it's caught. It's actually caught by Schneider. He can do it. 1st and 10. Big reception by Deuce Bigelow. Nail Gigolo. Stamos got a little firepower now, but he didn't last long. Jim Marshall gets his 3rd sack. That's the 5th of the season. Marshall's loving it playing against John Stamos.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Pass is complete over the middle to Michael Chiklis. And Chiklis picks up 10. Should be enough for the 1st down. So the Saints driving now. 1st down, 3rd and inches. Frankhauser on the tackle, the last play. Stamos back to pass. Throws it over the middle. It is caught by Siegfried. And we reached the 2-minute warning here in New Orleans. Stamos back to pass. He throws, no one in the area. He is 14 of 21, 149 yards and 3 interceptions. This pass. It'll be 3rd down. Stamos throws, the ball is tipped away. It's 4th down. So the Saints will line up for a 50-yard field goal. Out of the hold of Edson, the kick it hits the crossbar, no good. So Minnesota takes over with 1:44 to go. Tommy Wilson up the middle, and we have an injury timeout. They're going to charge the Vikings. That's not good.
Here we go. 3-19.
Mason is back in the game. Nope, that's not Mason, that's Wilson. My apologies. Holy shit.
Set. Green 39.
I don't know, that was bad. You had the animation. It was blocked from the minute the ball was snapped. Yeah. Yeah. But there was nothing you could do about that. That was the stupid, what Ryan Moody 21 calls the scripting of the game. Because he's a big critic of the EA Sports and the Madden franchise. Meanwhile, the Vikings are running the score up as Tarkenton goes 55 yards to the air to Paul Flatley, and it is now 48-0 Minnesota. Well, 47, kicking the extra point. Nope, the extra point is blocked, so I talked too soon. The Saints recover the extra point, so it'll be 47-0. Not sure what the Saints did to piss off the Vikings, but they were going for broke. Pass complete to Rubble. The clock is running. The Saints are not trying to stop it. In fact, they're not even rushing. Looks like they're going to concede the rest of this game. No, they will line up now with 30 seconds to go.
Here we go now. Green 39.
The clock stopped on an incompletion. It's 3rd down and 5. The Bengals got their first win since 1961. Stamos pass is intercepted by Frankhauser for the 5th time today. The Saints have turned it over. 4 interceptions and a fumble. Oh, you hold on to that one. And that's the end of the game from New Orleans. Their final score in Minnesota 47, New Orleans 0. If you're watching on this channel, make sure you turn over to the Terrors 89 channel to see the thrilling conclusion, as the Madden computer is sticking it to Terrors. Okay. The Saints were held to -3 yards rushing. They tied in passing yards 106, which is kind of weird because Minnesota was picked 55 of them up on the last series. But until tomorrow night on this channel with the other showcase game, I'm Vinny Vincent. God bless America.